Typhoon Gaemi is getting stronger and expected to become a significant typhoon before it makes landfall in Taiwan, possibly reaching major status category 3 at least before it moves ashore in the next 30 hours or so. Right now, a category 1 typhoon, quite broad system as well, still affecting the Philippines by its rain bands and the islands in the northern of the Philippines as well, with high rainfall accumulations, gusty winds and high seas as well. So this is the situation of Gaemi, positioned at 20.6 degrees north, 124.9 degrees west on its current coordinates, moving generally to the north-northwest, but expected to move more to the northwest, and then of course moving ashore to Taiwan by the next 24 to 30 hours approximately. Right now it has sustained winds of 90 miles per hour with a pressure of 972 millibars, making it a high-end category 1 typhoon, expected to gain category 2 status in the next hours, moving to the north-northwest at 12 miles per hour. This is latest at 11 hours local time in Taiwan, as well as the Philippines, which is 3 hours in the Universal Central Time on July the 23rd. And the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is predicting that this system is moving generally to the north-northwest and then shifting more to the northwest again as it approaches Taiwan, and making landfall possibly by the next 30 hours or so in Taiwan. I say category 2 or category 3 typhoon, and of course rapidly weakening due to landfall and making landfall a second landfall on China. And then of course it's going to be the end of the storm, possibly on the next 3 or 4 days, depending on how fast this thing moves. And the wind shear levels are going to be a significant situation for Gaemi on its intensity, since it's increasing and quite fast as well. So we are not expecting that much intensification or that significant intensification rate, but still not enough strong to make the storm to weaken, or at least to maintain the intensity as it has today with 90 miles per hour. Expected to become stronger until it makes landfall, but still wind shear about 15 to 20 knots are going to affect the system during its path, but still not strong enough to make the system weaker, since the sea surface temperatures are boiling in the Western Pacific in the current location of Gaemi. About 32-33 Celsius, well, not 33, maybe 32, but still extremely high, extremely warm sea surface temperatures, which is extremely favorable for intensification for any kind of tropical cyclone. And the radar imagery, as you can see there, the rain bands reaching, just missing some parts of Taiwan, but still reaching some parts of Taiwan as well in the northern part of the island, and of course reaching the islands and the rain bands moving ashore on the next hours from now on. And well, this is the GFS model, as you can see, expected to become quite significant typhoon, possibly reaching category 3, a middle range category 3 typhoon, and then making landfall in Taiwan, possibly a little weaker than its peak intensity. So this is for the instance good news, but still a very strong typhoon expected for Taiwan, which are going to expect a direct hit, and the whole island going to be affected by this powerful system. And then making landfall, a second landfall in China, a classic situation that occurs when a typhoon moves to the west and makes landfall in Taiwan. Generally makes landfall in China as a much weaker system, so basically Taiwan serves as a shield, if we can call that for China. So of course a much weaker system making landfall in China, but still having some strength, so it still could represent some threat and significant situation for China as well as it moves ashore, possibly by the next 3 days or so. And multimodal diagnostics, basically almost all the models predicting that it's going to be at least a category 2 typhoon, some of them expecting category 3 mid-range typhoon, possibly 120 miles per hour sustained winds by the HWRF, and then gradual weakening expected as it makes landfall and dissipation on the next 3 to 4 days as it moves ashore to China as well. The wind shear levels quite moderate, expected to ease a little bit in the next hours and then increasing sharply before it makes landfall in Taiwan, and then of course affecting the storm. That's why we saw on the GFS model that some kind of weakening could occur before it makes landfall in Taiwan, but so far it looks like it's going to be a significant typhoon, category 3 at least, and making landfall on that intensity. So let's see what happens with the wind shear, but it's going to be the main role playing about how strong this typhoon gets on the next hours before it makes landfall on the next day. And the sea surface temperatures, as we saw, 31 Celsius, 32, and the humidity extremely high, so that's also a very favorable scenario for Gaemi to intensify quite quickly, or at least to maintain the strength despite the moderate levels of wind shear on its path. So these are the key factors of Gaemi to become a strong typhoon, and unfortunately for Taiwan, getting affected by this system on the next day. And this is the satellite presentation of Gaemi so far, looking extremely healthy. An eye-like feature, it's present in the visible satellite imagery, maybe trying to form, and it's a quite broad system as well. You can see the rain bands affecting the northern Philippines as well as the islands in the Philippines, and the rain bands just missing the Taiwanese island, but of course expected to move ashore on the next hours as it gets closer to Taiwan. So you can check them out on the Force 13 website, and of course don't miss anything about all the weather hazards that we post here on our social media, on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, or X, better called X, and many more platforms that we have for you to stay tuned with more tropical weather events. So for today, that's the update of Gaemi. We are coming back tomorrow with another update.
Become an Ultimate Fan today.